Hello and welcome to the Bot Box. Reactor is actually a pretty interesting robot. One of the few robots with a prototype made out of a child's construction toy, Meccano in this case. Reactor was a black teardrop-shaped robot with silver-coloured panels and armed with a flipper that could double as a clamp. A flamp, if you will, as the team referred to it as. And by teardrop shaped, I mean it had the shape of your actual teardrop as it's going down someone's face. YouTube subtitles are going to have so much fun with this robot. A Reactor also had wooden wheels, which is unusual for a robot, but one of its team members happened to be a joiner, so he could make wheels for Reactor pretty easily. Reactor made its debut in Series 4 of Robot Wars, where it landed in Heat M, and through cutting disc struck Chainsaw Bot Scorpion, and the 27th seeds dual struck Spike Bot Sucrumalot. Reactor took its time to pick a target before ultimately settling on Scorpion, but after annoying Scorpion for a bit, left it so that Sucrumalot could have a little poke. It came dangerously close to a corner. Reactor escaped though and pushed Scorpion across the arena before letting Sucrumalot have another poke. Then Reactor drove into Scorpion and flipped it over, using the wedge part of the robot. In the process, they managed to get caught out by an arena wall spike, but they managed to reverse out and push past Matilda whilst Scorpion got cooked. I mean, really cooked. It ended up on fire and bits of it were burnt black. So that got Reactor through to the second round, where it faced 11th seeded wedge-struck lifter Wild Thing. Wild Thing quickly got out and pushed the Reactor around, trying to use its lifting arm to flip Reactor over, but not having much luck with that. They released Reactor once they sent it to an arena wall, and then sent Reactor to dead metal. Reactor escaped. So Wild Thing responded by sending Reactor to Sergeant Bash. Reactor escaped from Sergeant Bash, so Wild Thing sent Reactor to Sucrumalot. Sucrumalot promptly messed up Reactor's right wheel. So Reactor kept getting pushed around by Wild Thing and ended up with dead metal. And it eventually escaped, but sustained a fair bit of damage in the process. Not long afterwards, time ran out on the battle and the judges recalled it. They ruled in favour of Wild Thing. Reactor returned to Series 5 as Reactor 2, landing in Heat D where it drew vertical spinner Bot Out of Hell. No, seriously, that was the robot's name. Reactor 2 now had an axe and teeth on the flipper so it could clamp properly. Clamp. Reactor 2 tried to go after and flip Bot Out of Hell, but the spinner was particularly slippery, even though the vertical spinner itself wasn't actually functioning. Bot Out of Hell got a few hits in, but again, due to non-functional spinner, they didn't do anything. They could have, but didn't. However, when Reactor 2 managed to connect with a flip of its own, finally, it did try several times but missed. Bot Out of Hell went over. Bot Out of Hell did not have a self-writer. It could have done with one. So that was them done. They were counted out, cease was called, they didn't get anything happen to them. Next for Reactor 2 was 18th seeded flipping clusterbot Gemini. Reactor 2 had a hard time picking a target between the two Gemini twins, but it did give whichever twin was nearest a good old axing. That helped keep them at bay, but once they teamed up, they managed to flip Reactor over. Reactor self-righted, eventually, but got parked on the flame pit. Which can't have been good for those wheels. But Reactor escaped, Gemini prodding and poking all the time. They managed to flip Reactor over again, but it rolled back onto its wheels. Not long afterwards, though, one of the Gemini twins' attacks backfired and sent the Gemini twin onto its back where it couldn't self-right. Reactor tried to prevent its twin from attempting a rescue, because you only need to knock out one Gemini robot to knock them both out. But this failed, and the second Gemini twin rescued the first Gemini twin, and they were back to doing what they do. Soon afterwards, Reactor managed to flip both Gemini twins, not at the same time though, one after the other. One got flipped onto its back, and the other got flipped onto its flipper. When this particular Gemini twin tried to self-right, it landed on its back. So they got counted out, they could not move, and they were pitted, along with dead metal. Oh dear. So, next up, in the heat final no less, a very surprised Reactor team faced 7th seeded front-hinged flipper Firestorm 3. Firestorm 3 flipped Reactor 2 over, but it rolled over and landed on its wheels, as is the nature of its design. A second flip got Reactor onto its side, from which it couldn't actually self-right properly, not when Firestorm 3 elected to push Reactor around, until Reactor was nicely on the edge of the arena. Reactor did eventually manage to self-right once Firestorm 3 left them alone for a couple of seconds, but Firestorm 3 came in for one last flip, and that sent Reactor 2 over and out of the arena. Reactor's team did try to qualify for Series 6 with Reactor 3, but unfortunately they failed to do so. In Series 7, they did not bring Reactor at all. They qualified with Rhino instead. Rhino went, a robot I've already done an episode of. Reactor never gave up, and it kept going until the end of the fight, win or lose. Well, okay, apart from Firestorm, but Firestorm's Firestorm. There's no shame in getting flipped out of the arena by them. And the fact that Reactor kept going was the quality that allowed it to beat Gemini. Much as I like Gemini, Gemini was flawed, and Reactor managed to find that and exploit that flaw to beat them. And they managed to surprise themselves in the process. They never thought they'd beat Gemini, ever. But, I mean, only criticism I'd say is they're a bit on the slow side, but it allowed them to, it gave them a more controlled performance. However, against a well-controlled and quick robot like Firestorm, they were always going to be in trouble. Anyway, who's next? I've shaken this up. Now, this one. I think I know. No, it's not. Oh, it is. Anorachophobia. Yeah. Until next week, Callison 244 out.